Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Here a quick guide for the Poison Hungering Souls Lich in last Epoch. The Poison Hungering Soul Lich is an experimental build that's been doing quite well, dealing tons of poison damage, reaching up to over 1000 stacks. Fun way of playing a poison build, as there are not so many of them out there yet from 0.9. The build is focusing around the unique staff Curse of Perseverance, which will make it so all projectiles from Hungering Souls can hit the same target, making a shotgun effect. Every cast you will shoot between 9 to 15 souls that will apply poison stacks on your enemies. As of this recording, I'm roughly at 300% poison chance, with some additional improvements for mid-maxing, where you could get up to double of that, which is just crazy. Hungering Soul will also be homing towards enemies, which is just really great, as we don't have to worry about our aim that much. We're using Wandering Souls to help out with some clearing and applying even more poison stacks, as well as helping out with some mana sustain as we go. Death Seal is another skill that we are using, making us shoot out even more Hungering Souls for us, as well as making our Wandering spell last longer, and as well as providing us with some haste and some health once its duration expires. Transplant is used mainly as our mobility skill, but with some other perks like providing kill threshold for bosses and also providing our build with bone armor for some extra armor and damage reduction. The last skill for this build was a bit back and forth, as I really wanted to have a Aura of Decay skill up permanently to help out with the clear and boosting poison chance even further for this build. The skill deal poison damage stacks to nearby enemies that stand within the aura, and at the same time dealing poison stacks to our character as well. It ending up having to invest too much space for the gear to be able to have it up at all time, so I went with another approach instead, which is the Summon Bone Golem. The Golem helps out with a couple of things. First off, they will heal both us and themselves for each attack they do, great for the survivability, but we also have a chance of getting some extra poison chance here. We gain cast speed for 10 seconds when we are spawning them, and as well they also can taunt enemies for us. For the defense, as I just mentioned, the golems help out quite a bit here, but we also get some extra damage reduction here from both the bone armor and also from our chest piece. And also we get some health leached from the poison dots as well. For some pros, it got good single target damage, it's a pretty beginner friendly build, easy to scale the damage, and it have a lot of uniques with low legendary potential. For the cons, the game overall does not have weapon swapping, and by this the staff is great for single target but not for clearing, as it's consuming all the souls when it comes in contact with an enemy. I'll go in more on this at the item section of this build. It's not very tanky as well, lack of survivability for the endgame, and some of the idols are quite rare. For the uniques for this build, we have Curse of Perseverance, making the Hungering Soul projectiles fire in a sequel and can all hit the same target but deal 63% less damage. This do apply to the dots as well, sadly, but it's a trade-off we can do for all the stacks that we get from it. We get +1 to level of necrotic spell skills, we get some health here, and also 1% of necrotic damage leech as health. This doesn't really help us that much, mainly we get some from the base hit here. As I mentioned recently, the staff is great for single target but not so much for clearing. So while playing echoes, you can use a different weapon if you like to make the clearing feel better. Hopefully they add weapon swap in the near future, as it would be golden to have for this build. You can use a normal rare spine rod staff for the damage over time, or you could even go for a one-hander with a catalyst like a shitting dagger for the chance to poison on hit, and Rotmine, which was my idea at first, as it not only provides a lot of upsides to damage over time, but also make us take less damage over time if we were to make the build work with Aura of Decay. But that's for another video. A two-hander here would be the first choice, as it worked great with our next unique that we are using. And the item I'm talking about here is Titan Heart, and this provides 15% less damage taken while wielding a two-handed melee weapon, and also up to 40% increased health to boost up with the survivability of the build. The chest makes it so we can't regen health, but no worries, we both leech health and we also get some health from our golems hitting enemies. We're using 2 Tongue of the Aberrant Seer for up to 40% chance to poison on spell hit per ring. We get +1 to level up poison skills. This only applies to our Wandering Spirit sadly. We get some attributes here and also up to 4% increased poison damage. The ring also has some very low legendary potential on it, making it pretty common to get one with at least 2 LP on it. We're using Viper Tail for the chance to poison on hit up to 70%. And this, same as the ring, it also have a pretty low legendary potential. Atrophy for its unique modifier up to 25% penetration against all resistance for damage over time. Huge for our damage multiplier. We also get chance to slow on hit, as well as the base providing some cost speed for us. And the last item we are using is called Stymed Fate. We gain up to 128% increased damage over time. We got some chance to apply Doom on hit for some extra dot damage, chance to gain haste for 1 second on hit, and also some CDR for the Transplant skill. For the stats, try to go for health, resist, critical strike avoidance for the cap, increased damage over time and also poison damage, increased cost speed, chance to poison on hit, and some source of increased minion health will help with survivability of the golems. And for the class specific stats, try to go for increased poison damage and poison resist, or you could go for +2 level of Hungering Souls. For the idols, we have quite a bit here, and here you want to go for 1 ornamented idol with a chance for Hungering Souls to fire 6 additional projectile with increased poison damage. 1 grand idol with chance to apply damned on hit with increased poison damage. 1 large idol with chance to apply plague on hit and poison penetration with plague, with the chance to poison on spell hit. 2 more large idol with the increased health and also chance to poison on spell hit. For the blessings, some of the more noticeable ones is going to be from the Black Sun, and here you can go for the Void Resistance. Reign of Dragon, we can get up to 150% chance to shred poison resist on hit. The Age of Winter for some physical resist or the increased armor. Spirit of Fire for chance to apply Freighty on hit, or you could also go for the flat armor here. And let's go over quickly the most important nodes for the skills, starting with Hungering Souls. So Hungering Souls will be the main damage ability for this build. The Hungering Soul will seek out enemies, and on hit it will also deal necrotic damage and possess the target, as well as poisoning them. Caustic Riches for some additional poison chance. Inspired Hunger, so we deal more damage over time at possessed enemies. Rising Cemetery, so we have a chance of extra projectiles. Descent into Madness for the huge 100% damage over time multiplier. Domination of Undeath makes it so the mana cost for the skill is reduced. And Soul Swarm for some extra projectiles. We're using Wandering Spirits to help out with the clearing, and this will deal damage to enemies they come in contact with. Spectral Putrens makes it so our Wandering Spirit have a chance to be ranged units, and this projectile will have 100% chance to poison on hit. Soul of Filth makes it so the spirits can cast Spectral Putrens more frequently. We have 1 point in Infusing Soul, and this makes it when the spirits are disappearing we have a chance to gain some mana. Lingering Soul for some increased spirit duration, and Infectious Dead will make it so the necrotic damage of the souls turns into poison damage instead. We're using the Bone Golems here to help with our survivability. We're using Twin Golem here so we can have up to 2 golems at the same time. Amalgam of Rogues for the increased melee attack speed for the golems and also some movement speed. Infected Remnants make it so we have a chance to grant Putting Coating when the golems are hit. and this buff will provide us with 50% poison chance per stack. Hunger makes it so we get the health gain on hit as well for the golems here, and we get some additional health per 2 vitality. We're using Death Seal for even more damage, and this ability will shoot out Hungering Souls for us. A quick note, when you're using this ability, you will remove all ward and also seal your health. So if you are at 80% health, you cannot get above that until this duration is done, or you turn off the Death Seal yourself. So, as mentioned, Devouring Release here makes it so it will shoot out Hungering Souls for us. It has a 70% chance to just shoot out one single projectile, but still 30% to shoot out all of our projectiles. Disable Soul makes it so we shoot out our souls more frequently. Quick and the Dead provides some haste once the duration is done for Death Seal. And also Flesh Pact, same as before, but we get some health gain once the duration is done. Enter the Dam makes it so the Death Seal grants some additional duration if we have Wandering Spirits up. So it's important to use the Wandering Spirit before we're using the seal. We're using Transplant as our mobility skill, and also for the kill threshold and for the bone armor buff. Oculized Favor makes it so we get haste and also frenzy for a short duration after we use Transplant. Violent Embrace for the kill threshold. Sticky Blood makes it so we make a pool of blood when we're using Transplant. And Siphon makes it so we heal a portion of our health while we stand in one of these pools. Bone Armor, well, for the Bone Armor buff, giving us some armor here and also the less damage taken, 12%. Plated Bone for a greater effect for the Bone Armor. And Apostasy for some increased duration for the Bone Armor. And here a quick preview of the passive skill tree, but for more information about the build, I do recommend you go and check out the last Epoch build planner. Both for the passive and the skill tree, you can simply use the progression bar at the bottom to easily see when and where to progress in the build, both for the passives and for the skills. And to the left of the build planner, you can also get a basic loot filter of the build that will highlight all you need to get for both leveling and for the endgame. Link for this will be in the description. So what do you think about the Poison Hungering Souls Lich? Have you tried it out before or tried another version of it? Feel free to tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!